Hello, children. This is Grandma's Angels again coming to you with another new message. And you can see that I've got here, it says habits. So today I'd like to talk about bad habits, good habits. And I'm going to tell a little story. But before I do, I want you to remember and keep in mind that if we have bad habits, we can replace them with good habits. And let's focus on those things that might hurt somebody else, might be very selfish, might be self-centered and you're only thinking of yourself, or, just any kind of bad habit where you hurt somebody else or offend somebody, whether you mean to or not. Learn from it and create a good habit to replace that. So here's a little story I want to tell you about an elderly lady. She was asked before she left this world to write down 5 stages of her life. She was close to the end of her earthly journey here, and so she wrote her story in 5 short paragraphs. And this is what she wrote. Chapter 1 of my life. I walked down the street. There was a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I'm lost. I'm helpless. It isn't my fault. It takes me forever to find my way out. Chapter 2 of my life. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place. It isn't my fault. And it still takes a long time to get out of the hole. Chapter 3 of my life. I walk down the same street. There's a big hole in the sidewalk. I see it there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It's my own fault. And I get out immediately. Chapter 4 of my life. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Now, chapter 5 of my life. I walk down a different street. So if you can hear the message in the 5 short paragraphs that this elderly lady wrote, she explained in her life that she didn't recognize that she had a habit, and it wasn't a good habit. She kept going down the same street. It was only in the 5th chapter of her life that she realized, go down a different street where there's no hole. So 3 times she fell in, but it took the 3rd time for her to realize it's her own fault. She's not changing her habit. Okay? So that's what I want to talk about with habits today. There are good habits that we can replace our bad habits with. Like if you chew your fingernails, and it's not a good habit. Okay? If you drink soda from morning until night, it's not a good habit. If you sit around and watch TV for hours at a time, it's not a good habit. There's many things out there that we don't even realize because we just take every day for granted, and we think, oh, well, I'm just going to watch an hour of TV, and 5 hours later, you're still sitting there. So you've wasted 5 hours of the day. Okay? TV is meant to be enjoyed in short dosages, not long periods of time. Anyway, here's some good goals that I thought I would mention to you. When you set a goal, stick to it. Stay at it. Remember to always say please and thank you. That's a good habit. I don't hear that a lot from children today. But when I was growing up, we were taught to say please and thank you. It was very rude if we didn't. You need to appreciate anything anybody does for you. When you make a promise, keep it. And pay kindness forward. Help others. Do something for someone else. Eat healthy and exercise is always a good habit. Don't make excuses that you don't have enough time in the day. that you can't, that you're not feeling good that day, especially when you're feeling low or down, that's the best time to exercise because it will bring you out of that slump that you're in. Respect your environment. I see people all ages throwing garbage on the ground, out their car window, cleaning out their car, and they just drop things on the ground and leave it. This is your country. Love it, cherish it, and keep it clean. Okay? Practice gratitude. Be grateful for everything in your life. You live in a beautiful country. There's many, many things to be grateful for. Develop good study habits. Make a time a day that you're going to study and stick to it. That's a good habit. Learn to be positive, kind, and charitable. Okay? Rules are for our own safety. Obey them. When there's a rule, obey them. Like when I'm driving, I see a lot of people weaving in and out of traffic, and they do not put their signal on, their turn signal, so you don't know that they're going to switch lanes right away. They just do it. That's not a good habit. Okay, and my last one that I want to mention today is never, ever, ever give up. Just don't ever give up, children. You've got a whole life ahead of you. Start these good habits while you're young. Keep them throughout your lifetime, and I promise you, your life will be happier for having good habits, that you don't have to break bad habits when you're 20, 40, 60 years old. Then it gets a little bit harder. So create these good habits in your youth. That's my message today, kids. You know I love you, and I just care very much about how you're doing out there. Just remember to be the best you and always be kind. All righty, see you next time. Bye-bye.